Hello everyone, welcome back to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and today we have another video. This time we're previewing the match where we square up to the only Premier League team to do the double over us last season as we visit the Gtech Community Stadium for a Monday night fixture with Brentford. Before we get going, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel, hit the Apex the F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. We will get going then, and the Citizens cruised past Burnley 3-1 in midweek, while Thomas Frank's side couldn't make the most of an early lead against Tottenham as they lost 3-2 against their London rivals. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium briefly morphed into Alexandra Palace during Brentford's all-capital clash with Tottenham on Wednesday, where wind-up merchant Neil Maupay irked both Tottenham players and supporters by mimicking James Maddison's dart-throwing celebration after his 15th-minute opener. However, Maupay and Brentford would end up being served a slice of humble pie in North London as Destiny Udogie, Richarlison and Brennan Johnson rendered the Frenchman's efforts inconsequential before the former gifted Ivan Toney a second-half consolation with 67 minutes on the board. Another half hour wasn't enough for Brentford to make the net bulge a third time, though, and the comical feud between Maddison and Maupay, which quickly spilled over to social media, made more headlines than the engrossing action on the field, much to Ange Postecoglou's dismay. For Thomas Frank and his red and white crop, defeat to Spurs represented a harsh reality check in the wake of their uplifting 3-2 win over Nottingham Forest on the 20th of January, and the Bees are still dancing with the devil at the wrong end of the table as they languish in 15th with a 3-point gap to the drop zone. An abysmal spell of winter form has seen the Bees prevail in just one of their last 9 fixtures across all competitions, and not since overcoming Chelsea at the end of October have Frank's men recorded a clean sheet in any competition, although only Arsenal have kept them out in a Premier League home game so far this season. While Brentford haven't been walking in a winter wonderland, the second half of the season surge from Manchester City continues to gather pace as the reigning Premier League and European champions made it 8 wins on the trot when Vincent Kompany's Burnley came to town in midweek. Celebrating his 24th birthday in perfect fashion, Julian Alvarez nodded home the opening goal before making a clever run to meet Kevin De Bruyne's clever free kick, and a classic Rodri curler from 20 yards completed the job before Amin Al-Dakil gave the away end something to cheer. As well as marking our 8th win on the bounce across all competitions, the routine beating of Burnley also represented a 4th Premier League maximum in a row for the holders, who remain sandwiched in between Liverpool and Arsenal in second before they engaged in a titanic Emirates clash on Sunday, which Arsenal ended up winning 3-1. Keeping just 1 clean sheet from our last 11 Premier League matches is still a minor blot on Pep Guardiola's notebook, but the 53-year-old side have now struck at least 2 goals in each of our last 6 top-flight contests and haven't lost in 11 Monday night battles with a Catalonian in charge, as we've won 9 of them. However, the Bees' sting proved too potent for City to overcome last season, as Brentford came away from the Etihad with a 2-1 win before a 1-0 West London success on the last day of the season, but Guardiola's yet to suffer 3 straight losses against the same opponent in his managerial career. So the form of both sides, starting with Brentford, they've only won 1 of their last 6 Premier League games, and that includes 4 losses in a row, which were a 1-0 loss at Sheffield United, a 2-1 loss at home against Aston Villa, a 4-1 loss at home against Wolves, and a 3-1 loss at Crystal Palace, before they beat Nottingham Forest 3-2 and lost at Tottenham 3-2. And they've also only won 1 of their last 6 in all competitions, and that run started with a 4-1 loss at Wolves before they at home against Wolves, before they lost 3-1 against Crystal Palace. They then drew 1-1 against Wolves in the FA Cup before losing the replay 3-2. They then won against Nottingham Forest and lost at Spurs. Manchester City are unbeaten in 6 Premier League games, and that includes 5 wins, with a 2-1 win away at Luton, a 2-2 draw at home against Crystal Palace, a 3-1 win away at Everton, a 2-0 win at home against Sheffield United, a 3-2 win away at Newcastle, and a 3-1 win over Burnley. And we have won 6 in a row in all competitions, with them results being a 3-1 win at Everton, a 2-0 win at home against Sheffield United, a 5-0 win over Huddersfield, a 3-2 win away at Newcastle, a 1-0 win at Tottenham, and a 3-1 win at home against Burnley. Brentford's Winter-Loan rival Sergio Reguilon will reinforce the host's defensive ranks after being unable to face his parent club in midweek, but fellow fullbacks Aaron Hickey with a thigh injury and Rico Henry with a knee injury remain in care of the medical team. Attacking duo Brian Mbeumo with an ankle injury and Kevin Schade with a groin injury will be missing as well, while Frank Onyeka and Yohan Wissa have qualified for the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria and DR Congo respectively, and Saman Ghoddos has also made the final 4 of the Asian Cup with Iran. A recognisable 11 will no doubt feature Maupay and Toney at the tip of the Brentford attack. The former has found the net in all of the Bees fixtures in 2024 so far, while Toney is aiming to score for the 5th Premier League home game running. In contrast, Manchester City head coach Guardiola is expecting to have every one of his troops available for Monday's trip to London, as Manuel Akanji has now made a full recovery from the knee injury he picked up at the start of January. As a result, the visiting coach is faced with the best kind of selection dilemma in all areas of the field and has a call to make, in the final third between Alvarez and Haaland, the latter of whom came on for the final 20 minutes against Burnley and is now fit to start again. Kyle Walker and Ruben Diaz could freshen up the backline after enjoying complete rest in midweek, but Matheus Nunes put in a strong shift against Burnley and has done more than enough to retain his spot in the middle. So the predicted teams then, starting with Brentford, I've gone with Flecken in goal, Collins, me and Pinnock as a back three, with Roerslev, Janel, Jensen, Norgard and Reguilon in midfield, Toney and Maupay up front. And the predicted team for Manchester City is Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Stones and Ake as a back four, with Nunes and Rodri in midfield, Silva, De Bruyne and Foden behind Haaland in attack. Even if Brentford can prolong their goal-scoring sequence at the Gtech Community Stadium, the Bees have lost 23 points from winning positions in the current campaign, and that's more than any other team in the division. Faced with the challenge of a fully fit Manchester City squad, who have coincidentally won our last 3 away games in the Premier League despite falling behind in each of them, the Bees' demotion woes should deepen as the Citizens' golden streak continues. So I predict this game will finish Brentford 1, Manchester City 3. So that is it for this video then. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex the F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now. Cheers everyone and we'll speak to you all later. Take care and thank you once again.